Hi guys, and welcome to the Rocket League Replays YouTube channel. Today, we want to present a video replay of the match between Karmine Corp and Spacestation Gaming during the Rocket League World Championship 2024. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Only one side is going to be victorious, and the Blue Wall have got a lot to prove.
Yes, they do. Last series of day one here at the Rocket League World Championship, presented by Progressive, and honestly, couldn't think of a better way to close the day out. Let's get into it.
It's going to be very interesting to see what words Ferrer said to his team, see what we're going to actually see out of them. How much will they change? How much will they know was just down to an iffy couple of weeks? Was it something personal we don't know about? Lots of questions. Spacestation Gaming wanting to put forward a lot of exclamation marks to battle them.
Yeah, there's a lot. Honestly, there's a lot of questions on either end of the field because, again, Space Station, they've just been very consistent at being number 4. Yeah. And you want to see them have a better moment, but they just haven't quite been able to get over that hump. And then on the flip side, Karmine Corp, they just were incredible, and then they couldn't find it again. So both ends of the field going to feel a lot of pressure in the early stages of this game. One, LJ, my player to watch for this game for right reasons, trying to kick things off.
I mean, LJ has been, I think in every series we've seen SSG play on LAN, he has been their man. He has been astonishing. One of the best players in North America at the moment, like easily top 5, usually top 3, but the team performance hasn't necessarily been there at every single look. So LJ, I think we're going to want to make sure that we see him pop off, make sure that he is, again, that target man as ever. Karmine Corp are a lot more rounded, a lot of quality in every single player on that side. I think a lot more evenly spread amongst them.
I agree. Here comes Vatira. Want to try and take this one away. Rise and him just playing the slow game, pinballing back to each other. This one breaks past second man. Rise tried to go off the backboard. Great clear there from LJ. Demo in the back end of things from Chicago, which is what you want to see. If you're a Karmine Corp fan, you want to see the demos coming through, especially when Space Station tries to get a little cheeky with the cheat ups and weave their way in through. Seeing that aggression, that is a great sign.
It's a minute 45, and there has been a lot of Karmine Corp pressure thus far. Rise trying to stand down towards that left wing. Round 1, round 2, goes for the bump on the man, and Vati was there. Boxer, though, evades that push. It's going to make sure that this game stays 0-0 so far. We've seen a lot of chips come through so far for KC as well. Each one actually working its way past SSG. The close cut-ins have been thwarting the Americans.
I like this one. Around the corner was Hoxer, but Vatira and even just the rest of Karmine Corp are trying to play this very, very close. SSG a little bit further away, so it opens up some space for KC. Vatira takes this one low. Great challenge there from Hoxer as well, but low boost means he's not going to be able to take this back from Rise. Rise to the backboard here. Great slowdown from Chicago and Space Station. Really, they got to play a patient game here. You can't be too over-aggressive with Karmine Corp. You got to be prepared to run back at any given moment.
I mean, this really is, I think, the epitome of both teams feeling each other out. They have never played in their current lineups. Copenhagen with one, London with the other. World Championships is where they're going to be colliding. Atto now central to Vati, ceiling down. Rise was on target for the top corner, but instead Hoxer is going to make sure that he shuts them down early. 2 minutes as we tick through the game. LJ challenged by Vatira again. Rise shot on an open net, but with not enough power. Chicago can quite easily clean it up.
Yeah, great slowdown there. Again, Space Station playing a very good defensive game. A little bit of a miss there. Missed opportunity at least, but LJ trying to keep it going. Low boost for KC right now, and Chicago to collect. Powerful flick over one means SSG have the opportunity to break on inside, and they will. Demo could float this one down too, but a Tau back to the backboard just in time. 90 seconds to go, completely scoreless.
LJ on that right-hand side, challenged again by Rise. Now Chicago beating out Atto, tips it over the side of Vatira, makes it a lot more awkward for him to try and push his way through. Rise up high, can Vatira get there first? He gets there second, but the block is just as good no matter where he's going to be touching it. But the pressure, my word, Spacestation Gaming are putting on the press against a team that have not been in this position for a very long time. Chicago with a flick. Vati saving. Hoxer, more pressure, more touches. And Hoxer, the opening goal versus Europe's resurgent Blue Wall.
It started off with Chicago trying to drive it forward. He does, but Hoxer waiting in the wings, right time, right place to challenge, does so successfully. SSG, they take the lead at 1. Back into kickoff they go, Rise. He's gonna try and get this response coming as quickly as possible down. Bounce up, Vatira, he's on the lurk. It was almost dangerous territory from a Hoxer touch right there, but somehow SSG still alive in this.
Fake.
He spots Vatira, and he's through!
KC's first goal on LAN since we saw them in Copenhagen. It has been a long time, but welcome back, boys.
When Karmine Corp get into it, you're just speechless. They're so clean with it every time. And to see them back into the rhythm of things, that's what you want. Great response, very condensed, short period of time for them to get back into things. 37 left on the clock, though. Who's gonna try and steal this lead?
A steal it will be, because these two teams have been utterly even right up to this point. Hoxer from his back whilst working past Vatira, but a strong challenge. That is what he's been known for. So frequently, those strong challenges, going for a low 50, maintaining that control. We've seen Gentlemates do it fantastically in Europe as well. I feel like it's all come from Vatira. Rise now, he's gonna pick up on the pinch. And with 15 seconds left, Rise may well have stolen that lead.
My goodness, the pinch out, but Rise right to him, almost like a magnet, and completely low boost for all of SSG, all the way around. Nobody was getting back into that in time. And like I said, stolen lead. Karmine Corp take it with 14 to go.
I mean, we talk about a late kickoff. We look at Rise and Vatira versus Spacestation Gaming on LAN. Towards the end of the series, we've not had any of those dramas so far with SSG. But you know what, I won't count them out. That's going to be dropping low. Karmine Corp.
About a minute or so. So it is a rough way, but clean slate, game number 2, officially underway.
And we'd like to hear that kind of talk back on LAN as well. A lot of teams do it, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it just feels right seeing Rise stand up, shouting, pipe down, making sure that his opponents know that he is there, that he can put them off in any way possible. The game number 2, rather, kicking off, Karmine Corp wanting to continue this winning streak.
10 seconds into this one. It's a whole new ball game for SSG with a Karmine Corp that is very much warmed up now. A Tau low on boost, but really big clear out into that orange half there. Chicago just going to send it on back. Vatira to collect, and Karmine Corp just lurking all the way around. The cheat up's coming through. Everybody trying to make the rush. It could work, but the goal line save keeps Karmine Corp back.
And what a pass back, though. Vatira now receiving it towards the backboard. Chicago can clear it away. But this is a swarming Karmine Corp team.
Hoxer is just taking his time. He's kind of my player to watch too, in all honesty, for different reasons than LJ. I feel like he's that third man that if Hoxer's actually extremely involved, this could be a whole new story, but same could be said on the other end of things.
We've got this final, or rather, sorry, the first minute gone, and Karmine Corp, they are managing to whip up a lot of chances. Chance though for SSG to show off their defensive play. We saw that such on display over at the Esports World Cup. Up above the crossbar, LJ sends it. Chicago's there, goes down, but instead blocked out from the defending player, rising through to the backboard. Again, Rise now with a miss, and Atto has to take over.
This one pitches back, Vatira to follow, and I do like this from Chicago. He's been playing very, very deep third, and that is a great way to be aware against how many shots Karmine Corp are inevitably going to be putting up, and there's another one, but this one not defended, it's in their net.
More loud shouting as well. Atto intelligently going into the corner and then bumping LJ. A play entirely concocted in the mind of the Belgian, executed by the Frenchman, and Karmine Corp with a lead.
1 goal lead for Karmine Corp. Last time, a little bit of a different story as Spacestation were the first on board. The question now is, how quickly does it take for Spacestation to get back into it, or does Karmine Corp just continue to build? We find out here. Rise, Vatira, going for the demos, going for the bumps. No shot to come from it, though.
A lovely double demo, though, completely opens up SSG. Did a great job, that final defender, the Lone Wolf, clearing out the final attack that came through. Hoxer now trying to clear it. And you mentioned Hoxer earlier on. He was another stand-up player on SSG at EWC. I was blown away with his performance. I think the best performance that we've seen out of him, to be completely honest.
I completely agree. I think Hoxer, as time has gone on, has definitely stepped up in a number of ways here. But unfortunately for them, right now, it just isn't enough. A Tau working together to get on through. 2-0 on the board. KC are back like they never left.
Karmine Corp very much stepping into gear, stepping into the old trousers that they left at their playing stations, knowing, all right, boys, This is exactly where we belong. 2-0 is not an insurmountable scoreline to try and work your way through, but it's going to be a real task. Hoxer wanting to begin ticking that task off the list as soon as he possibly can. Dead on halfway through the game now. Opportunity for SSG to, after showing their defensive play and not really thriving with it in game number 2, they want to move a lot more onto the offensive side of the game.
You can see Chicago just going for every single demo that he can find, just trying to buy time for SSG to get control of that ball, fall back into that blue half, but they just continue to get sent back home into the orange. Rise up next, takes the low challenge there, but Hoxer to collect. Great little disruptive touch from Rise too. I like how he does that. He doesn't mind if it doesn't fall back into his own hands. He knows it's enough time for one of his teammates to follow up behind him and take this away.
Minute 50, Karmine Corp still with his 2-goal lead. SSG maybe looking a little bit shaken, not realizing, gosh, okay, you haven't been at LAN since you competed in Denmark, and yet here you are. We've barely seen you compete in the European regionals. You were knocked out so early.
It's a new game, right? When you come back to Worlds after being away for so long, whether it's been so long since you competed in a World Championship or just on LAN in general, having months in between that in-person competitive feel, just it shakes things up. And if there's a time to try and do that, it's now. But KC want to stick to the old game. They're still up 2-0, just over a minute left.
I think Chicago takes home the weirdest save of the day award, I would say. Just flying in front of the net, then saving it with the tip of his car. Chip over the top. Patira can't make that one work on that occasion, but Chicago makes it awkward for his teammates to try and work their way through. Rise with the pancake attempt. Going central, 1-2. Chicago now back towards the middle. This final 45, Spacestation Gaming, they start with exclamation marks, and they have bent and curled into question marks about whether they are going to be able to bring it back against this team that we've not seen for a long old while.
Oh man, KC just has been on the tail of everybody. LJ sets up Hoxer though. At 30 seconds, SSG are back in the game.
And you know what? A lot more composure on their cameras. No shouting, no trying to throw off KC, no trying to get in their heads, playing their own game, being very introspective. That introspection has to turn to an explosion though, with one more goal for them to wrestle back in game number 2.
A little bit of a safer kickoff there for Karmine Corp. They stay back in preparation for Spacestation coming their way there. And they take it back. Chicago's going to send this one upfield. A Tau to stop it in its tracks. And here comes Chicago and LJ, both of them unable to make any connection. It's just Rise all over the field, wasting every precious second that SSG need to make one last play. LJ not over Vatira. 2 seconds left on the clock. This one, if it hits the ground, Karmine Corp, good play at match point, but the double is wide, and that's on the ground. KC, how quickly can you? And well, the answer is now.
It cools off KC a little bit as well, being very hot through those first 2 games. We then see them have to actually take their foot off the brake a little, or off the accelerator a little bit. Will Atto care? He does go for a big push immediately, so maybe not.
No, for KC, they're like, all right, it was actually just a breather a little bit, but we're not letting up at all. LJ off the backboard, tries to go for the double, doesn't find the angle. Great stop there from KC, but SSG coming in with a new level of power in the first parts of this game.
Bit of an iffy miss there, though, for LJ. Rise then for going the ball, going for the man instead, tries to 2-foot him out the sky. First 30 seconds, LJ trying to go for a fake instead Atto throws his face straight at it. Chicago tips it on. Hoxer very awkward here. Wants to go for the bump on that final man, does Rise. Playing again, very off ball. And did we not see that when they were incredibly dominant in Europe in the first major qualifiers this year? It was Rise going for immense off-ball pressure.
Oh man, well now he's trying to get in on the action there. Tried to get the pass over to him, didn't find it. A Tau though, for other reasons, will find his way through.
Everybody had their eyes on Rise here. Hoxer, he can't do too much. LJ taps it on. Hoxer then suddenly looks, sees that Atto's there, has to chuck it in reverse, can't quite get back there fast enough. Bottom corner found. Atto securing the lead for Karmine Corp in this third incredibly important game.
Back off kickoff, Karmine Corp immediately in that SSG half. Rise doesn't get the beat on LJ. LJ is clear though, does fall to the hands of Atira, and that's a rough one because once it falls to the hands of a KC player, they are going to keep it very, very close. SSG around the corner here, trying to break on in, but every touch seems to go to a mini no man's land.
They're trying to clear it away as well across your own goal face. Will not be as successful every time, KC. Hoxer was nearly there to sink it, did make contact. Unfortunately for him, the ball was a little bit too quick to actually get it towards the net. Vati going straight to the back ball. Who's going to be there next? Atto wants to be, but instead it's going to shy away. Hoxer ceiling, reset down, high of target. But again, we mentioned it in the other series, the vision is there for SSG. The execution so far lacking a bit.
Yes, just a tiny
like
bit.
A smidge.
A tiny bit.
Smidge.
I will say this does fall into, on the hands of Karmine Corp. The fact that they've given SSG the ample opportunity to use that backboard so many times now, at some point it is going to fail them if they do not start to cover that. But SSG, not too worried, gonna still take the chances they have, but Karmine Corp taking the shots and the opportunities of theirs. Here comes Rise.
And that chip coming through with Rise, I'm pretty sure, putting an L on his forehead and then looking over towards SSG, shouting, hollering and jeering at his North American opposition. Karmine Corp, they begin their romp into round 2.
There were so many times where it felt like Rise was just very quiet, and saying Rise is quiet is a overstatement by a lot of things, but in Rise's world, to not be involved on every single play, that feels quiet. And now to see him heavily on all of these offensive attacks, finding so many shots. He's got 3 shots of his own, 1 goal already through. Karmine Corp, like we said, it's just, they're back. They're back in the swing of things. They remember the feeling of winning all the time, and there's just no slowing it down.
They run the tempo in this game, and they are forcing SSG to play by their songbook. LJ is going to have to make sure that he can whip it back. Gets a beautiful touch round 1, round 2. Rise now central. Atto, demo on Hoxer. But when's the last time SSG made it out of their half? Who cares? Because Chicago's pinching it from his.
What on earth? So LJ tried to like just keep it out, just get a touch on it, but right place, right time from Chicago. It's a crazy clear up field. They catch Karmine Corp off guard. They're back in this. It becomes winnable. Only a 1-goal lead with 2 minutes to go.
Bit of scary news here, though, for SSG. Despite managing to score that goal, they have lost both previous games 2-1. So far, going by the exact same script we saw on Manfield and Forbidden Temple, they're going to be hoping that this third map is going to be just a little bit different. The 1-2, the final save from Rise, gets it through. Top corner, not found. Chicago denting the crossbar.
Just a little bit too much power on that shot. You do have to be mindful and know when to slow things down a little bit if you are SSG. But flip side, Karmine Corp, they're not slowing down by any means. They're still keeping the pressure going. LJ and Hoxer push this one up. But Tira, just all the power in the world to send it back. And Chicago Flick completely stopped.
If anybody wants to claim for whiplash on that one with the camera, then absolutely you can, because I know that I'm going to be. Good Lord, the pace on the ball through that play. 80 seconds, 70 seconds, easy math, reset. Atto, backboard. No chance for him, however, to get it through that final defender in Chicago. And the tempo from Karmine Corp is starting to not be quite as dominant as we have seen before. Spacestation Gaming wrestling back, just a bit of control. However, they only have 50 seconds to make sure that the game stays at this kind of level and in fact goes more into their favor.
Exactly, LJ up, here comes Hoxer, this one taken away by Atao, and SSG doing what we saw in the last game, making the last final push in the most pressurized moments of a game. The last 30 seconds are here. Here comes Atao to the backboard, this one off, and LJ's touch sends us upfield. You already see Hoxer there waiting and ready to go, but Karmine Corp just stopping every bit of hope.
Picking up any boost they can on their way through as well, wanting to make sure that no other goals find their way down. LJ going long to Hoxer, instead intercepted by Atto. Hoxer now again into the corner. Rise sends it on its way. Batira, a chance midfield for Atto to play more nonsense ball. Keep it away from any orange player. LJ, control, space, time. Does he have the composure?
This one's still up. Atao takes it away. LJ, a little bit of boost to work with, but this clear could be deadly. It's caught by Chicago in the corner, still in play. Hoxer trying to keep their dreams alive as this one pitches up. It's still going. Rise and Atao, they spot each other. They want the ball dead, but LJ says no. He's still going past Batira towards the backboard. This one's floating in the corner in front of the net, but it's down. Karmine Corp survive.
Oh my word! How many chances?